Hello and welcome. This is the laser level review. This is the first video review I've attempted here, so hopefully I'll get better as we go along with it. But anyway, today we're looking at the Huepar laser distance measure, specifically the LM90C, which is pretty much the same as the LM200C, which has a greater range. Anyway, in here you can see what we get in the box. We've got the laser distance measure itself. We've got a small laser target. We've got a USB cable. We've got the instruction manual, little pouch, and a wrist strap. So anyway, I'll put those out the way for the minute, and we'll talk about the laser distance measure itself. So, laser distance measure it's an indoor-outdoor laser distance measure. Now, laser distance measures work by shooting a laser dot out of the front of the unit, and effectively it measures the time it takes to get from the front of the unit to a surface and then reflected back again. And then it can calculate the distance from that. So you need to see the laser dot to know exactly where you're aiming at. If you're outside in full sun, if you're aiming at a side of a shed or a garage or something like that, if you're pointing it roughly in that direction, you know the measurement you're getting is going to be for that wall, for that building. But if you're trying to aim for something a bit more fine, like a fence post, in full sunlight, you're not going to see the dot more than a handful of meters. So you need a better way of knowing where the laser is. Now, this particular model, and I'll just power him up, this particular model has a video targeting system, which means there's a video screen, which I'll turn it on now, which shows you exactly where the dot would hit. So at the moment I'm shooting to the corner of the ceiling there. You can see the crosshair. If I take a measurement, you can't see the laser, but you can see where I've measured to, because the picture freezes and it tells you that measurement. Now that works outside in all conditions. Range is very much dependent on the surface that you're reflecting off. The best measurement I've got outside is about 63 meters, the best distance. I should put in an image of that shot I took. It was against quite a reflective surface. If I tried to get, say, the bark of a tree at that distance, it wouldn't do a successful measurement. And that's the nature of all laser distance measures, not a limitation of any particular brand. This has got lots of powerful features in it, a lot more features than laser distance measures of similar prices by the major brands do. So if I go into the features menu, and I'll just quickly zip through there, you've got surface area and volume. You've got some indirect heights, some Pythagoras measurements, and also measurements using the inbuilt inclinometer. So this has got an inbuilt inclinometer. So if I enter into that mode, it's very useful, very user-friendly, the menu on this, in that it shows you exactly what's going on. So it's asking me with the red line there to take the measurement to the top of the height that I want to measure to. So let's just take that measurement. So I'll aim it at the top of the roof again. We'll take the measurement, and it gives you the distance from here to the wall I just measured the top of for an indirect height measurement. So the height is 2.09 at that point. So if we go back into some other features, I keep scrolling through. There's quite a few different indirect ones. It will do indirect lengths. So if you want to measure, for instance, a banner on top of a building and you can't get up there to measure it, you can do an indirect measurement where you shoot to the one side of it and then to the other side of it, and then with the various computing power inside the unit and using the angle measures in the unit, it'll work out what that indirect length is. So very powerful features. It'll also do surface area triangles, surface area circles, and volumes of cylinders. Very unusual features. You just don't see those on even much more expensive units. Stakeout function, so if you want to get fence posts equidistant, that's a helpful little feature for that. And then we're back to the beginning again. In the settings menu, we've got some other settings that we can do. So we've got a Bluetooth feature on this, so you can turn Bluetooth on and off. Bluetooth works with an app that they link to in the instructions. The app is quite a powerful app actually. It's not the most intuitive I've used, but it allows you to make sort of a sketch of a room, and then by taking measurements, it'll automatically Bluetooth those measurements into the app, and you can place them onto the wall that you want it to. A pretty useful little sketching app. It's got some other features in there which I haven't played with. I think it would take quite a while to work out everything to get the best out of it. Units of measure, got meters there of course, and you've also got feet and inches, and some other measurements there and back to meters. You can set where you're measuring from. So you can measure from the base of the unit, you can measure from the top of the unit, or you can measure from the tripod mount on the unit. So the unit has got a tripod mount, so you can mount it onto a camera tripod with pan and tilt, which makes it much more usable when you're shooting long range, because any slight movements here make a big difference at say 80 meters away. You've got a Bullseye function, so using the built-in inclinometer. So if we select that one, you can see a little Bullseye file on there. Pop it on table, and table's pretty flat, which is good. Yeah, just a little extra feature on there. It also shows you the actual degrees of inclination there of both your axes. So very powerful, very, very powerful. I'll just turn him off and on again. Go back to set. You can rotate the screen so it's displayed the other way around if you're using the unit like that. It's got a very powerful memory function in there, so let's just go onto there and have a look at that. So this is showing the 1 of 59, so the first of 59 measurements I've taken, and we can scroll through those measurements there. So that's 59, 58, 56, and it shows you exactly what you did. So for instance, that was an indirect length one I did, and it shows the two measurements, and it shows the calculated length of the item. So very, very powerful. Memory amount, it says up to 1,000 memories, but I think that's each individual element. So for instance, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. So I haven't exactly worked that one out yet, but even with 59 mixed measurements in there, that's still better than most of the units on the market at the moment. So pretty impressive. Right, back into settings again, and the last main one is we've got a timer function. So for instance, if I want to measure something that's slightly out of reach, I can place it on the unit. Let's just start that, place it on top of something, move my hands away, it's counting down, and takes the measurement, and then you can retrieve the unit for where it was out of view, where you couldn't press the button accurately. So yeah, very useful little tool. Now I'll turn him off there. It's powered by 3 AAA batteries. Now they don't supply batteries, so you will need to buy some AAA batteries. You can use it on your standard alkaline batteries, your one-use batteries, or you can put in rechargeable AAA batteries. Now if you put in rechargeable AAA batteries, you can use your USB cable to charge those batteries inside the unit, and the screen has a display that shows you the battery charging up. If you do plug this into a USB charger and you've got alkaline batteries, remove the alkaline batteries. There's a risk that you're going to overheat the batteries and cause a lot of problems. There's another use for the USB cable, in that you can use it with a PC or Mac to transfer measurements out of the memory of this unit onto your PC or Mac as a CSV file. Very useful feature. If you're taking lots of measurements, you can drop it straight into a spreadsheet and manipulate those numbers exactly how you need them. Two models, as I say, the 90C, which is the 90 meter unit, and the 200C, which is a 200 meter unit. Now, 90 meters, you're only going to get 90 meters at absolutely perfect reflective conditions, and that's one of the reasons why they put a target in, is that a target helps to get a good reflection back to the unit. So often at high distance you will get an error message that'll say that it's out of that it can't make a measurement. That's not just for this unit, that's all laser distance measures. They all have that situation. So it's a best possible maximum range that they quote on there. My best outside in full sun is 63 meters, and that was against a pretty good reflective surface. Yeah, what more can I say? Very good value unit, very well built. I think personally it's better built than more expensive units like the Leica Disto X4. It's got a bigger screen than the Leica Disto X4, and it's got more features than the Leica Disto X4. So it's really a very good quality unit, which is well made. If you visit our website, laserlevelreview.com. Thank you.